Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to our first topic for this week, fighting around the world. So we have our objectives and standards. Take a look at them, please. And our desired result, where did fighting take place around the world? So the campaign for North Africa. Once the United States entered the war, Great Britain wanted to strike at North Africa. And this was where General Erwin Rommel, who was nicknamed the Desert Fox, had seized territory for Germany. His top picture there. Joseph Stalin was angry at this decision. He wanted the Allies to open another front in France to draw Germany out of the USSR, which we'll talk about in a minute. Now, British General Bernard Montgomery, on the bottom there, led forces in North Africa in the fall of 1942. And on October 23rd, 1942, the Battle of El Alamein in Egypt caused Rommel and German forces to retreat. So Operation Torch. Following the retreat of German forces, the Allies launched Operation Torch. And this involved 100,000 Allied troops, mostly Americans, that landed in Morocco and Algeria under the direction of General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Now, the military operation began on November 8th, 1942 and lasted until May of 1943. And General Erwin Rommel and his troops will be caught between British and American forces, and he and his Africa Corps were crushed and forced to surrender. So, struggle in the Soviet Union. German armies also struggled in the Soviet Union at Stalingrad. Their advances had stalled at Leningrad and Moscow in late 1941, and harsh and bitter winter conditions made the situation even worse. Excuse me. In the summer of 1942, Hitler ordered his Sixth Army under General Friedrich Paulus to seize oil fields in the Caucasus Mountains. Now, goals of this also included capturing the city of Stalingrad, a major industrial center, and on August 23rd, 1942, the Battle of Stalingrad began. And General Paulus's picture is there. So the Battle of Stalingrad. Nightly bombing raids took place by the Luftwaffe, and Stalingrad, as you can see in this picture here, is pretty much reduced to rubble. The Germans controlled 90% of the city by November 1942. However, Stalin had ordered the defense of the city, which was named after him. So Soviet troops launched a counterattack that trapped German forces inside the city and cut off their supplies. When General Paulus wants his troops to retreat, Hitler denies the request. And on February 2nd, 1943, frozen and suffering German soldiers were surrendered to Soviet forces. Now, while the Soviets lost over 1 million soldiers in this battle, German troops were now on the defensive, and Soviet troops will begin to push westward towards Germany. So the invasion fight for Italy. Stalin continued to urge the British and American forces to invade France during the Battle of Stalingrad, but President Roosevelt and Prime Minister Churchill decided the next attack should be Italy. So on July 10th, 1943, Allied forces landed on Sicily and captured Italian and German troops about a month after. Mussolini will be removed from power following the capture of the city. And on July 10th, 1943, King Victor Emmanuel III, his picture is right there for you, had Mussolini arrested. Now, Italy did surrender on September 3rd, 1943, but German forces took control of northern Italy and put Mussolini back in power. So Allied forces entered Rome on June 4th, 1944, but continued fighting in Italy until May of 1945. Mussolini will be captured disguised as a German soldier on April 27th, 1945, and executed the next day, April 28th, 1945, and his body will be displayed for all to see. So the success of Japan. The island nation of Japan had a wide range of success before and after the attack on Pearl Harbor. You can see here on the map how much Japan controlled in 1941-1942 here. So Guam and Wake Island quickly fell to the Japanese, and the attention by the Japanese quickly turned to the Philippines. In January of 1942, Japanese forces marched into the capital of Manila, and both American and Filipino forces fought hard for 3 months, but they were forced to surrender and face the Bataan Death March. This was a 1,000-mile march down the peninsula there, and many of them were executed along the way. They died from starvation or thirst or disease, and many Japanese believed that surrendering was cowardly, so many of them executed prisoners of war along the Bataan Death March, and also in the prisoner of war camps as well. So it was not a good thing to be in a Japanese prisoner of war camp in World War II. Now, Japan also seized many other areas, including Thailand, the Dutch East Indies, which is now Indonesia, and Hong Kong. Many prisoners of war, like I just said, faced harsh conditions, along with death in Japanese prisoner of war camps. So, Allies on the attack. Japan seemed like an unstoppable force, and many, especially Americans and Australians, wanted to strike back. B-52 bombers, under the command of that man right there, Lieutenant Colonel James H. Doolittle, bombed Tokyo and other Japanese cities in April 1942. They caused little damage, but it proved Japan was not invincible, and it also raised the morale of Americans and shocked the Japanese. In May of 1942, the Battle of the Coral Sea took place, and both Allied and Japanese forces fought the battle at sea with mostly aircraft. Now, Allied forces suffered more losses, but they were successful in stopping Japanese advances in the Southwest Pacific, especially towards Australia. So, Midway. The next target for Japan was Midway Island. It was located 1,500 miles away from Hawaii, and was also the location of a key American airfield. However, Allied codebreakers discovered a secret message about the Japanese plans, and U.S. Admiral Chester Nimitz, right up there, allowed the Japanese to continue with their plans. When the Japanese forces began their attack on the island on June 4th, 1942, American forces counterattacked, and Japan suffered large losses along with airplanes and boats. You can kind of see some of the pictures there, some of the depictions there of the Battle of Midway. And it finally ended on June 7th, 1942, and it turns the tide of the war in the Pacific against the Japanese. A plan in the Pacific. Morale was in high spirits following the success of Allied forces at the Battle of Midway. However, Japanese forces had dug themselves in on many islands in the Pacific, and a plan was developed by General Douglas MacArthur, right there, the commander of the Allied land forces in the Pacific. He believed that the Allied forces should what they call island hop across the Pacific in an effort to move closer to mainland Japan. So moving across, conquering one island at a time, instead of trying to conquer the big island of Japan, conquer smaller ones and move closer to the big one. A huge air base was being built by Japan on the island of Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands, and on August 7th, 1942, U.S. Marines and Australians landed on Guadalcanal and the neighboring island of Tulagi. Excuse me. So the Battle of Guadalcanal. Marines were able to quickly capture the airfield on the island, but fighting for the rest of the island was difficult. Finally, in February of 1943, the Battle of Guadalcanal came to an end. Japan suffered 24,000 losses and was forced to abandon what became known as the Island of Death. And with this, Allied forces were able to began to fight, and move closer to mainland Japan. Alright, so our closure. Where did fighting take place around the world? Think about some of the major battles, the key battles we've talked about here, and that will help you answer your question. So I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I will talk to you soon.